it's a super must for us to be exactly on their body type. So, okay, we're going to work a bit more, but our customers will be satisfied and they will wear it proudly. They won't feel like something is not how it should be.
Welcome to Stella's Identity, a podcast by the Majority Group. Join us as we get to know the designers and founders who are shifting our understanding of the style status quo. We're your hosts. I'm Lola Catero.
And I'm Frankie Ikwuazom. Join us each episode as we learn from brands that are an extension of their values, identity, and aesthetic, and are super open about sharing the less talked about aspects of what they do. We're so glad you're here.
You know when you go shopping and the sizes are like 2, 4, 6, small, medium, large, or
28, 35.
Yeah, you get it. It's like, where do you start? I don't know what these things mean. Well, today we get to talk to 2 + 1 = 2, a brand out of Athens, Greece, and they do have small, medium, large sizing on their garments, but also fit to size, where we put in our measurements and then they fit to size a garment to actually fit on your body.
Yeah, and the genius minds behind 2 + 1 = 2 are Stella and Valisia, this dynamic duo with a vision. And so we're going to get a look behind the scenes and figure out how they can offer such incredible lines, incredible styles, and fit to size, and still make everything look so damn stellar. So let's figure it out.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi,
Hello,
I'm Stella.
and I am Valisia.
So nice to be here.
Yeah, we are so happy. What parts of the brand do each of you take responsibility over? Is it a true collaboration or do you work on different things?
The main part of the brand, which is designing and making the patterns and the research of every garment, we all do it together. And also we are together, of course, in all the photo shoots, the styling, the creative direction. But we have pretty different tasks in day-to-day jobs.
Yes, mostly I do the graphic design, and Stella, on the other hand, is somehow the financial brain of the brand. She's more into the business sections.
I also manage the customer relationship and email correspondence and things like that, and also all the website stuff.
We do everything on our own, apart, from the sewing and the photo shoots that we use photographers. Everything else regarding this company, we do it on our own.
Dynamic duo.
That's really impressive. Yeah. And you balance each other out quite well.
Okay, let's talk about the brand. Who is 2 + 1 = 2 for?
Actually, the base of the brand is that we get inspiration from all around the world. So the woman or the man or whoever we talk to is somehow a traveler, both literally and metaphorically. It's someone who is not afraid to see different things, to stand out, to be adventurous, to live with his instincts and not so much with his brain, who is out for anything. That's our customer. Yeah, he wants to experience the journey and not the arrival. He wants to experience everything.
Yeah, that's quite beautiful. And I feel like something that we were interested in the minute we saw your brand, besides just how did these beautiful clothes get made, but also your brand name. Tell us the story behind your brand name.
So as you said, the brand name is 2 + 1 = 2. There's an article that Pierre-Albert Perrault wrote in 1919 in the surrealist magazine called Sick, and it was about surrealism in cinema, and the title of the article was 2 + 1 = 2. We chose that name because our goal was never just to make clothes. It was to combine all our references and artistic influences into the clothing that we design. And so we wanted to show the world, let's say, that it's not just about clothes. It's about artistic influences and everything that we want to learn and we learn every day. And our concept is about that. We choose a city and we make a big research around it. Even if it's architecture, if literature, we listen to the music.
Actually, the brand is our ship that we can carry together all these things that make us who we are as persons. And we're not just about fashion. Actually, fashion may be the last thing that can someone describes us. It's all those things that we want to combine and tell our story this way.
Yeah, that comes out quite apparently when we think about the pieces that you've created. What were your paths to forming this brand and creating it?
We met at design school. We were both studying fashion design, but we have both academic studies as well. Valisia studied
Philosophy of sciences.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I studied geology. So after finishing our academic studies,
No, actually, at the same time with our academic studies. That's why it took us 10 years to finish our university.
It's all about the journey, not the arrival.
At the same time, I went at the design school, and this is where we met. And from day one, we appreciated each other as creators. After finishing school, we said that, okay, we should definitely do something together, but we should do it after gaining experience from other designers. So we worked for about 3 years with different designers, and then we started 2+1=2.
The thing that stuck out to me there was when you said from day one, we appreciated each other's as creators. And I think when looking for a co-founder for anything, fashion brand or otherwise, being rooted in that respect for one another or reverence for each other's skills and values, I think is quite unique and also really important.
We face every day so many obstacles regarding our business because it's mainly a business and not an artistic
endeavor.
Yeah, it's crucial to respect one another because it's so difficult to make it.
I mean, the appreciation, it really sounded like kind of the foundation of trust, which is so important in the creative and collaborative process. I mean, it shows we've done our research too. And something that really stood out to us in what you've said and some of your past conversations with people is how much your process is rooted in collaboration and consciousness, which is really coming out in the way you've described working together, but even what attracted you to each other and your ideas early on. Something else that you've said too, like kind of going back to the things that you create, is you've described what you make as multidimensional structures. So we'd love to understand, like, how do you envision a multidimensional garment and how is designing one different from maybe some of the other things that we're used to or some of the things that you wear that you didn't design yourself?
When we say multidimensional, it's not that literal. It's not that you can take a skirt of ours and wear it like a pair of trousers, or you can turn it into something else. It's more regarding the thought process that it embodies so many different things. This is the way we use the word multidimensional. And this is somehow what we always want to do. We want our customers or people in general to have a thought procedure behind everything, not just, oh, it's very beautiful, I want to get it. We want to tell a story behind everything.
It makes sense why you've chosen some partners to work with. Tell us more about who is Studio Asevia.
Studio Asevia is actually a one-woman show. She's an architect and a designer, and she does this amazing stuff with her hands. She used the art of macrame as a base, but she took it to a whole other level, and she makes exhibition, and we saw her work in a gallery. And we decided to reach out to her to create something together. Her thought process is exactly the same as ours. We have the same mentality, and we tell her one thing and she understands 10. She's really smart, and her mind works amazingly. We told her we want to incorporate, I don't know the word in English, xerolifies.
I don't know this word in English, dude.
Okay, so we are like
Yeah.
on the island of Tinos. There are some walls formed like stairs in all of the island. And we told her that we want to incorporate that because it was a very important way of the people of the island to create agriculture and produce stuff. And she did it. She did it in her own unique way. She's really good, and our collaboration was excellent.
from the start of the brand, when we did our presentations, the presentation of the collection, we collaborated with female artists because we don't do catwalks. We don't like the idea of catwalk. So we do mostly performances. And then we decided to collaborate with the other women creators in the collection. So we did collaborations like the previous one with Studio Sevia or with jewelry designers such as Claudia Lepik. She's from Estonia. Right now, for our next collection, we're collaborating with another jewelry designer, Sancto Leone.
And also we have an upcoming collaboration with a ceramic artist.
And the core idea to all this collaboration is that we want to get to know new creators that we really admire their work. And we want to pick their brains because we can get stuff from them too. We want to evolve by collaborating with other people because we have so many things to learn.
I do too. It's really hard to grow in a silo or like grow in isolation. I like the idea that you're thinking about not only you as people, but also like what you're creating and how that can change and evolve when you combine it with what other people are doing as well. You said we don't like catwalk, we do mostly performances. Why?
The easy answer is that it's super boring and super predictable. So our brand is not this kind of brand.
Because we have a thought process behind every collection and behind every garment, we want our inspirations to be included in the presentation of the collection. Of course, we could do that with a catwalk, but we think it's more interesting to do it another way.
It's more effective for the viewers, for sure.
And we choose the music carefully, we choose the artists that we want to collaborate with carefully, and we give them a carte blanche. They can do whatever they want. We just tell them that's our inspiration, that's the collection, do whatever you want with it, interpret it with any way you want. And when you give someone freedom, they can make amazing things.
I love that. It's Fashion Week right now in New York, and been going to a few shows and a few presentations, and the presentations do lend themselves to this performance concept a little bit more. And I've been thinking a lot about the like intrinsic separation from a catwalk and the audience and the viewers versus the models or the performers. And versus in some of these presentations, those lines are more fluid between who is the audience and who is the model. Immersion has come up a lot. What does it mean to be immersed in a brand, and how are brands choosing to bring someone in to view or experience their brand? Let's get into some discussions around materials. You focused on these long-lasting garments, beginning and rooted in craftsmanship, as well as some of your eco-conscious materials like tencel and linen and organic cotton. What materials do you find most interesting to use, and how do you use them to achieve your desired shapes or fit?
Our favorite material is definitely wool. It has many, many qualities. It can absorb 30% of its weight in water before feeling damp. It dyes easily without the use of chemicals. It's super warm.
You can never become stinky, the stinky cat of the whole situation.
Yes, it's like self-cleaning.
It's water repellent. It is an animal product, but it's the most environmentally friendly option if you're okay with wearing an animal product. And it's wrinkle resistant, it's tough, it's resilient, it's our favorite to use, and it's
the ideal fabric for our designs, for our shapes, because we don't do flowy garments. They're more geometrical and structured. So it's the ideal fabric for us because it is a bit sturdy.
Pretty much all your garments and fitted to size, except bathing suits and t-shirts. So thinking through wool and the way in which you just described wool, but I guess other materials too, I would guess that fitted to size changes or might have some nuances or some things that are particular about it, unique based on what material you're using. So how does manufacturing standard sizes differ from manufacturing like custom fit to size, and what informed your decision to offer both?
We have the luxury to do everything ourselves, so we can offer that with a bit more work but we can offer that. But big brands and major companies can't do that because it's really cost worthy to produce fit to size items. But we wanted to be inclusive actually, and we chose that particular aspect of the brand to be inclusive. We offer small, medium, large, but with a little bit more work from us, you can fit everybody out there because there is no way that XL could fit everyone, XS could fit everyone, because everybody has really different dimensions, like waist, hips, bust. They're really different. And it's really rare to fit exactly in a small or a medium or a large. And we wanted to reduce waste in that way, actually, because when you have something fitted to size, it will fit.
Yes, and the thing is that most of our clothes are made to order, and this aspect of ours, the fit to size, is what our customers choose mostly because since they're paying for something, it's a super must for us to be exactly on their body type. So, okay, we're gonna work a bit more, but our customers will be satisfied and they will wear it proudly. They won't feel like something is not how it should be.
I mean, you focus a lot on long lasting garments when you were saying, yeah, I sometimes look in my closet and realize nothing really fits me. I just kind of make it work because maybe it's good on the hips, but like around the bust, it's not, or pants don't even get me started. So I feel like when you emphasize making long lasting garments, part of something being long lasting is also something the person wants to keep. It's the materials lasting, but it's also something they want to keep. And yeah, it's way more likely for them to want to keep it when it fits them well and they feel good in it.
We are so dedicated regarding fit to size that there are times that customers of ours that live abroad, we do have Skype calls with them in order to see what's wrong with the garment, where they should put pins and send it back to us so as to fix it for them. We don't take it lightly, the truth is.
When you make it to order, when people do the fit to size, both you are making it yourselves and or the small, medium, large. Yeah, everything you make.
Yes, it is.
And what percentage would you say of your customer base selects small, medium, large, or fit to size? Like which percent hit fit to size?
It's 50-50 because I think most people believe that fit to size will be more expensive and they don't usually click it. But there is no difference in the price of fit to size and small, medium, large. And when people discover that, they are really amazed. Because we chose to do that, as we said, for particular reasons, not for profit.
That's fascinating. Do you have any data on when someone selects fit to size, how likely they are to return and buy more products versus if they pick a standard size?
Oh, usually the fit to size do come back.
So not only does the garment last longer, but your relationship with the customer does too, which is really cool.
Stella, who is the person behind the communication with all our customers, has even become friends with many customers of ours. I'm like, okay. We have this Instagram account and she speaks to her friends, customer friends, and the phone is always beeping. And I'm like, dude, I have to do other stuff.
And I have become friends with one of our customers that lives in Greece, but not in Athens. She sends us honey and she sends us biscuits and soaps. And because we have become friends, I've never seen her, she's never seen me,
Yes.
but we're friends.
I love that so much.
That's beyond the customer loyalty that people dream for.
Yeah. Truly.
Yeah, I think you've set the new standard of we have great customers. Yeah, but are they sending you honey and biscuit?
And soaps.
And soap. Yeah, that's wonderful. And real quick, one follow-up question is when did you decide to offer fit to size? Was it when you initially launched the branded website or did it come later?
First of all, both of us were really tall.
Same.
So we can't find, fit to our height. So this was something that we wanted to do from the very start of the brand because of our problem. So, we do get this thing that everyone is so different from the other. And we want to celebrate our differences.
And what better way to do it? We talk to enough people who started with solving a problem that they had in their everyday lives that it turns out a lot of us also have. And no matter what, customer research is always going to come with time, talking to different people. It sounds like Stella is very familiar with that. But some of the most well-based customer research too is like stuff that you literally experience every day, and such a good source for that. So that's cool that you said we want to make clothes that we can wear, but a lot of us are also benefiting from that. The design decisions you make of minimal lines, a lot of monochrome color palettes, how are they influenced by offering fit to size? Or are there like design constraints that you had to learn to creatively work within to kind of achieve both of those things?
The thing is that no one forced us to do something. We put our own constraints. So we want to work with monochromatic palettes. We want to work with minimal lines and all this stuff. We firmly believe that when you restrain yourself somewhere, you learn how to work around it much more brilliantly, let's say.
When you have a constraint, your creativity flows actually, and your brain starts working. And how can I do that without doing that? And how can I avoid that? You think a lot more. When someone says, okay, design a blouse for me, you can do anything, but you can do nothing. But when someone says, I want a green blouse with puffy sleeves and pink elephants, you will hate it, but you have to find a way to do it in your way, in a way that you're gonna like it. You're gonna embroider the pink elephants, and the pink will be dusty pink, and the green will be dark green, so you will make it work your way. So these constraints actually work in our benefit after all.
No, I love that answer because we do see a lot of the pieces of like our one color, beautiful colors. And we're like, oh, that feels like a trade-off they make to achieve the other goals that they have. And you're flipping that a little bit from this helps us to fill our goals. And we're still choosing the colors. We're still in control of all of these decisions. And I think that approach is actually quite beautiful and strategic.
Yeah, and the thing is that we do not follow trends. We have super specific forms and colors that we like. So this is another restraint of ours. I don't know, but we do not follow trends.
And also, let's say that in the collection of Marrakech, it was the first and only probably collection that we didn't use black. We couldn't use black because
There's
whole
nothing
city,
black.
there's nothing black in the city. We couldn't choose it as our color. So we had to choose Mazorelle Bleu. We had to choose a pink and we hate pink. So we tried really hard to find a pink that we're happy with. And we also wore it ourselves after all, because we searched and searched and searched. So that worked in our favor.
Yes.
I guess.
What do you mean when you said there was no black? Tell us more about that.
After our research, our color palette is decided in the design process. So we read about the city, we see images, we study the architecture, and we study painters, sculptors, art, everything. But in Marrakech, we couldn't find artwork, buildings, interiors, nothing was black. But everything was pink, everything was blue.
Yes, to cut a long story short, is that our color palette is determined from what we find in the places we choose. It's not that we just decide that, oh, I really like black, let's put black in it. It's from what we find from our research.
And you mentioned a few cities there. So we know that you've pulled your architectural inspiration from like your local area, but also all over the world, Tinos, Greece, to Denver, Colorado. And you name every collection after your piece. Your website's very fun to navigate because it's like based on the geographic coordinate system. I saw that. It's very strong thematically. Like we're loving what you're doing. You've talked a little bit about your research process, but like what makes you select a city? And then how do you like extract or get out the essence of the city and make it into things that will inspire your work?
There's not a standard procedure regarding the choices of the cities. At first, they were cities that we wanted to go to or we had the chance to go to. But then they were like more strategic. But when I say strategic, it's regarding we read about an artist that we really, really like and we want to know where he's from. and we try to work around this city. Or we've stumbled upon pictures of a city on the internet and we find it really beautiful. We find something that draws us to it. And this is our next city. It's quite accidental, actually. But we do want to cover the whole of the globe. So we may work somewhere in the south, then we want to work somewhere in the north. So that's the main thing that goes.
But then when we research each city, except, okay, of course, from architecture or things like that, we may be inspired by customs, by local customs of its city or a place, or maybe a technique. And we try to incorporate that technique into a design, but not, I see an image of a circle and I do a circle. We can show you, but there is a dress actually that is inspired by dove coats in Tinos.
What's the dress called?
The dress is called Agape. This one is inspired by dove coats in Tinos. And after our research, we found out that it has some shapes in the building, but they're never the same.
They're
Even
not
in
the-
the same building, and they're not symmetrical at all. So we found out that it's a kind of architectural language. It says the name of the architect,
The owner of the
owner of the
building.
building, when it was built. And
Yes.
so we use that thought to make this garment. And this garment, I can send it to you. It says SK, that's the name of Studia Sevia because it's called Sebastiana Konstaki. And it's 2 + 1 = 2. I will show it to you.
Yes, I can't wait to see it and maybe even wear it for myself.
I find it fascinating and I love the inspiration of the cities and locations, and your research goes so deep and you surface things to inform the collection that I wouldn't think of or, are not like at face value. So that's really fascinating to hear about your process there. So thank you for sharing that. Going back to the theme of fit a little bit, I'm wondering, having a fit to size offering for a majority of your collections or all of your collections minus swimwear and your cotton tees, do you think the future is sizeless?
It should be, because as we said before, we are all so different from each other. Even if we say that we are tall and thin or more curvaceous and I don't know what, we have curves at different parts of the body. We are thin at different parts of the body. DNA is different to every person. So we should celebrate our differences. And of course, having clothes made specially for you is a really, really, really good start. And you feel so special. You're not just one guy from the masses.
That's how we all want to feel and deserve to feel. We get used to the alternative a bit too much.
There should be no discriminations to anything.
We agree with you. The future should be sizeless. The present should be sizeless, but we're not there yet.
Thank you so much for your time. And we loved learning from you. And we can't wait to come to Athens and visit and try some of this honey.
Stella, Valisia, you cracked us up so much. We were laughing, but you also inspired us a lot too. So yeah, we do really hope you can come visit. We keep talking about visiting. So maybe this is like the final encouragement.
Definitely. If you come, there's another good thing about Stella. She's the best person to tell you where to go and what to eat. She's so obsessed with these things. I'm the person to inform you where to drink. All the other things is Stella.
Thank you so much for inviting us. It was a pleasure to talk with you.
Bye-bye. Thank you for having us.
Bye. Thank you. Damn, I love these brands.
Same. I mean, I love that they're just into getting on a podcast and having a very real conversation about what's enabled their brand to survive.
I love it. Okay, let's keep learning together. And all you out there, if it's in your journey to make a purchase today, check out some of the brands we've been talking to.
And if it's in your journey to show us some love, hit that subscribe button.
See you next time.
Bye.